What's up, guys? I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I'm doing a breakdown of the Out of Style song. This is one of my favorites. There's a lot uh, of stuff in here. I worked a lot on it, so before we get into it, I just want to talk about it a little bit. I got the stats up here, and I've spent 33 and a half hours. It's it got started on March 8th, 23. So this almost was started 2 years ago. And 165 plugins and all this shit, bro. This is a heavy one. Takes a little minute to load. Um, so I'm just gonna start off. I released a demo of this, and it was very. I I didn't know that it was gonna turn into this. I didn't know I was gonna revisit it, but I added a lot. So one of the first things I added was this tornado footage. Uh, they're okay. I don't want to use something where, they've died. That's kind of insensitive, but they were all okay. I wanted the song to sound tragic versus kind of just drum and bassy. I wanted it to have like a bit of a very dark undertone, kind of horrific. Uh, so it starts off like this. Somebody just commented yesterday asking me how I did the effect in the beginning, this little watery Android quality kind of effect. And that texture is achieved through this right here, this lossy. I love it. I love this plugin. So that's the start. And then this right here. This is the Take Me Home, but it's put into Edison and then blurred, and then it's pitched to match the key of the song, same as the acapella. So this is a little bit of ambiance on top of the pad, and the pad is just the simple Morphine John. On it, I got an OTT and just low cut, remove some muddiness, and then it's sent to the sidechain send. This is that tornado footage. Just a little EQ and some OTT. What I did that's kind of clever here is I sidechained this to the vocals so it doesn't interfere. Makes it a lot more clear. So there's a little bit more going on here. So just some effects, very simple. This comes in and this kind of plays throughout the rest of the song. It's not really a percussion loop, it's more like background noise. So that comes in at bar 16. Next after that comes in this bell melody. Just an EQ on it. And then the track really opens up right here. So the vocals come in, then got the sub coming in as well. I used a triangle because it had more of that transient. If I switch it to sine, it might sound a little bit more impactful, but this hits harder, and it also has a little bit more harmonics to it. It sounds pretty nice. Got a little scoop out of it. And then next comes in the pluck, and then the chord stabs. And it's layered with this as well. OTT is magic. And then I got these fat chord stabs. Once again, OTT. And it's got a nice nifty little effect because it will kind of swell because of the compression on it. Now that I pointed it out, see if you can hear it. You hear how it's like swelling? I was pretty happy with that. And then there's this like really arpeggiated guitar, I believe goes here. No, it's here. So I guess I got creative with the wave shaper here. I didn't remember this, but the Fruity Squeeze is something that I've been using all the time recently. The Square Eyes effect is really fire. I don't use any of the other knobs, but the Square Eyes effect can add some like fuzziness to it, especially if something's like lacking in high end, like you got a low quality sound or something, low quality sample that you still want to use. You could have Square Eyes add some extra harmonics for you, and it will make it sound a little better. You can do some more EQ and stuff like that, and it'll make it sound a lot better. So all together. So we have a Telephone by Lady Gaga sample. Got that in the mix. Lossy. My usage of Lossy on this is one of my like proudest achievements. I've used it to where it comes in and comes out with the Lossy, but it kind of sounds like guitar feedback. So where it builds up here, so with the rest of the stuff. Okay, so now we have this layered with our sub. These also come in, these chord stabs. They're very stereo, so what I did here, I even had a little happy accident. So They're completely stereo separated. One's panned slightly to the left, one's panned slightly to the right. This one actually, I accidentally put two lossies on it, but it sounds good. It sounds like a little bit of variation. Otherwise, they have basically the same effects chains. Uh, Together, it's this pattern 50. Together, they sound like this. And then without all the effects. It definitely made it sound a lot cooler. Okay, so we also have a couple basses. These are very simple. It's just some extra ambiance. Gross beat, OTT, a little bit of distortion, scoop, and then another gate. I guess I was going crazy with the gross beats. We also have another bass. It has exactly the same effects chain on it. So now to drums. Very simple. Snare. I kept the drums relatively dry. The patterns are also, instead of being cut up here, they're going full blown. This actually got disabled. This isn't in the song because it just didn't sound good in the mix. It was a little too muddy. But that was like originally for bridge or some section of the song. It's completely muted, but I just got too lazy to delete it, I guess. So we got the drop here. The lossy. So this is like one of my favorite sections I've ever made. There's a few things here. So first of all, we added back in the pad from the intro. We added that back in. We took away the bells. We have the guitar thing, but there's two main differences. So it's not going to sound the same because for some reason Lossy just gets fucked up. Like if I play it from the beginning, it'll sound how it sounds when it's exported, but if I just start the project somewhere else, for some reason it sounds somewhat different. But you all heard the original, I hope. It sounds a lot better than that. But So it's literally Lady Gaga telephone that you're hearing that's doing all that screeching. Beautiful. I just love that. That was such a great idea to try that. It's not like I'm the first one to ever do it. Anyway, here I chopped up the vocals a little bit more because I needed to up the gain on some of them. So on the refrains where she's going like that, I turned them way up so they'd be more prominent. Also, delay comes in here, and then I have Fruity Squeeze. So the Fruity Squeeze gets turned on. Let me see. It's linked to one of these, I promise. Fast Distort. Yeah, this is the one, the Fast Distort Mix Level 2. So it turns on the squeeze. I'll show you. So it goes. He can't keep his wild eyes on the road. It needed a little bit of distortion because this was supposed to be like a really cathartic moment, like a big release is kind of how I imagined it. So everything gets kind of blown out in this section, so it needed a little bit more oomph to punch through. So that's why I did that. Once again, I added delay on the ad-libs as well. Takes me home. Like the rough, he's taking off his coat. I said I heard. So all those effects come off towards the end. So that section sounded like this. So this section is nothing special. The only difference is this right here. It switches out for the real bass that comes in later in the song. It's just dropping things out here, so we lose for some reason we lose that guitar. We lose the yeah, we just lose the extra bassline layer, and then these go to the chopped version. That's the only difference. So I'll go ahead and play you the bass here. OTT on it. Scoop to remove a lot of muddiness. It got really muddy. And it still kind of is. So I really liked the first drop, so I decided I would just kind of continue the style of that, but just switch it up a little bit. So these are the not constant, they continue with the chopped version, so it goes with the plucks and then the chord stabs hit instead of the arpeggio just constantly going. And then this switches to like a rhythm, kind of rhythm here, where the snare hits every other, like halftime type of deal. And then our arpeggiated guitar comes in. Basically everything explodes in this moment. So have this synth that comes in during the rock section, I have guitars playing power chords. That is our sub still. And then, yeah, so power chords, and then just everything put together. And that sounds like this. So the Lady Gaga vocals become screechy here again. I'm sure you can tell. Alright. So this is the build-up. Pretty simple. And then you just smash on the crash. Like in rock music, whenever you just bang on the crash constantly, that's how you know it's about to drop. So now I will show you the guitar patterns. So this is the synth that's actually layered with the guitar. It's very quiet. It's just there for some extra sparkle. Flanger, chorus, little scoop in the high end. It was a little too bright. Then this is cool. I like this sound. What I did to it, the processing. So the chords are a little staggered to make them feel more natural. So how it originally sounds. So OTT first, of course, like every other track on this mixer. It really brightens it up. And then the flanger takes it a lot of the way there. And then scooped it a little bit. Then we got the metal guitars in the background. So that's just kind of in the background, and then this one is also playing a harmony. Alright, so right here, this is also a really cool effect. This is layered, so I'll start first with playing it, of course. So some sound design actually went into this. I made this right here. So what happened first is, let's see if I can get the original. So I took this crash cymbal, the same exact one that we're beating on this entire song. I moved the sample start up about a third. And then I think maybe I didn't blur it because I just opened it in Edison and it worked. It was normal. So I reversed it, and then I also pitched it down an octave and a half. And let's see. I also have distortion. Uh, basic. I have the entire destructor on. So destructor, default preset, and then lossy at 58%. I don't think it's automated. I think this is just like the sweet spot. So it ends up coming out like this. So that's awesome. And then there's also hyperchorus. Our ARP comes back in here. So the only difference there is, of course, just the beat is jumping a little bit here because it's going to the next section. And then the snare is actually layered with the rim shot, so I'm quite literally just taking the snare away, just dropping it out, just having a rim shot. The drums dry actually sound like this. I left them dry because they have like the low end in there, the kind of rumble. So that's nice. Just taking out and putting elements back in. So got the plucks back in again, got the chord stabs, and then that wubby arpeggiated guitar pad, and then I believe this is the fuzzy, no, this is the real bass. So these are what we got playing right now, and then we also have the snare buildup coming in again to come to the next section. I do see that I'm forgetting something though. So if you can see up here, this was actually originally, it was originally just mainly airplanes, the Hayley Williams song. This right here stayed in because it sounded cool. So when the song starts and she's going, can we pretend that airplanes? And this is that, but also put into Edison and then blurred. On this, I just have an EQ. The Edison did most of the work.
What do you know about Ramona Flowers? All I know is that she's American. Why don't you go talk to Sandra Money?
So, right here, we got the Lady Gaga, Lossy thing. And then we also have Lossy on the Amen break up here.
Totally real. Ramona Flowers. What? Yeah, some guy back in New York.
Scott Pilgrim
What else?
dialogue.
I heard she kicks all kinds of ass. She's on another level. She has men dying. Dude, what do you know about Ramona Flowers? I heard she has boyfriend.
Chord stabs again.
I heard she kicks all kinds of ass. She's on another level. She has men dying at her feet. She's got some battle scars, dude. What about Ramona Flowers? You know, tell me. She just moved here.
Alright, so that's all of it. Now I'm going to talk about some of the mixing on here. So the way this was mixed is there's the Lossy on the master. I don't know if I use this reverb. I can check real fast. Yeah, I don't think this reverb is touched. I think it was just an experiment. So that stays off. The hyper chorus comes on during the little jump here in the middle. Yeah, just talked about that. And then the wave candies are just the little visualizers. Edison, this is where like I opened that up earlier. So a trick is when you're using like a soft clipper or something, use Fruity Wave Shaper instead of the Fruity Soft Clipper, and then make sure you turn oversampling on. That's basically the equivalent of like FabFilter Pro L, the True Peak limiting. You can do that and then put a limiter after it, put the ceiling down a little bit, and I usually turn my gain down a decibel and turn my ceiling down a decibel. So that way it's nice and it's not really, it's still loud, but it's not causing distortion when it's getting limited as, yeah, you get the gist. So because there's so many elements in this song, there's some things that I had to really concern myself with stereo. So the basses, they're panned pretty heavily. Excuse me. The second layer is also right here, and it's the same. It's split off a little bit. I mentioned earlier these are 100% separated. They need to be really wide. I couldn't get them to punch through any other way. Have that on the Lady Gaga sample. Have that on the tornado footage. The Amen break. The riser cymbal is actually merged a little bit. So my point is that you need to use these stereo controls and use your ears, because the more to the left, it's going to sound off to the side. So you can really like stage your sounds and place them. And that's part of why I love this song so much. It's because it's so lush. And I spent so much time trying to mix it and get it perfect. And you know, I listen back to it and there's like a few issues that I think about, but there's stuff that you wouldn't notice, and really it does have a really good mix on it, in my opinion. So yeah, I worked a lot on this and I'm really proud of it. That's about all, I guess. I'm gonna cut it off here.